Welcome to OSIKANI TV on YouTube once again. Let's take some updates on Christian Atsu. Things are not really easy after we received the news early morning that the player could not make it in the Turkey-Syria earthquake. And things are not really easy, but let's take some updates from him. The player has been brought to Ghana eventually, and afterwards we are going to know how things will go on his burial. The funeral and other things will also follow as well, so you check it out here on this channel. Then today a lot of games were played across the globe, and in the EPL especially they celebrated Christian Atsu for his contribution to the EPL football at large and also to humanity. The player was celebrated, and out of that, one player who played with Christian Atsu, his name is Danilo Luis. He plays currently for Juventus in the Italian Serie A. He also has some message, in fact a very wonderful message about Atsu. This should tell you how he was as a person, and we'll also check out some one or two things on Atsu, so just take and stay for more updates on this channel. Before we go to Atsu being brought to Ghana, today in the EPL, especially the Chelsea versus Southampton game where Chelsea lost by a goal to nil, Christian Atsu was celebrated. Before the kickoff, they dedicated a minute of silence and also clapping for him for his contribution. He is a former Chelsea player. Chelsea signed him because of his talent, but he couldn't break through into the senior team. But later he was loaned to Vitesse. He went to many clubs, like he went to a lot of clubs to play for them, and that is it on Christian Atsu. So he was celebrated at the Stamford Bridge where the fans were clapping for him. Everyone, it was really an emotional one, and that is the update for you. The same way it was done by AFC Bournemouth fans in a game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. They also celebrated him. Even in the Eredivisie, Dutch Eredivisie, Volendam versus Vitesse, they also did something similar for Christian Atsu. And when the game was ongoing, we saw a long banner to celebrate him. The name Christian Atsu was it, and that is at least to show or to celebrate a young man who came on earth to do a lot in the short years that he had to live. So that is also an update on Christian Atsu. The player has been flown to Ghana now. I brought you an update before this one that the player was scheduled to be brought to Ghana, and today the body of Atsu has arrived in Ghana. Things are not really great, especially for the family. We just need to be praying for them because these times are going to be very tough. A breadwinner for the family, a player who holds, I don't know. That is the updates for you on this channel. So Atsu is now in Ghana. Now, talking of Danilo Luis, he is also a player who played with Atsu at FC Porto, and he posted him first of all on his official Instagram account. Then he also added this particular statement. He says, "Moments considered normal can teach us great lesson. I remember well our FC Porto concentration lunches or dinners at the Sol Verde Hotel in Espinho, Portugal, where you always ate all the chicken and also the bone." That is right, the bone. We, in our superficiality, always laughed and said, "What is that hungry Atsu?" Until that day, even without having to and always taking everything lightly and with that wide smile, he explained to us that he had the habits of always eating the bone because in childhood I learned not to waste anything that I had to eat because I didn't know when and what it would be in the next meal. And he actually added the F word. He said, "What a punch in the stomach, if that's worth the pan." Between us, those last days of FC Porto where you asked me for a souvenir shirt saying, "When I'm a dad, I will tell my kids that one day I played with Danilo," just saying you were an inspiration without even knowing. I will tell my kids that I played and met such a human being like you. Rest well, brother. So he's actually talking about his moment he had with Atsu eating all the food, including the bones, and he'll be like, when he was a kid, he didn't know how to eat and leave some, because he doesn't even know whether he was going to get the next meal and which food it was going to be. So he wasn't wasting food. And Danilo also saying that at the last minute he requested for a souvenir, saying that one day he played, at least he would tell his kids that he played with Danilo. And Danilo also saying that he also met a such, or a human being like Christian Atsu. So things are really tough. Shatawale, the musician, also came and he also wrote, Atsu, we are all very sad about your news here in Ghana, but I know God will keep you in the right place for us. We will miss you, Christian Atsu. Great friend, great brother. Rest in power, my brother. So he also brought that. A lot of the players have already reacted. I've brought to you some of them on this channel. African Fat Zone also came out with some of the good deeds he has been doing to people, saying that first of all, he paid fines of 53 poor people who were in prison for petty crimes in Ghana in 2018, and he also gave them money to start a business. And he upgraded a football pitch in a Wutu prison camp. He also donated to schools and hundreds of items to the orphanage in Senya Breku. And he does a lot, not only in Senya Breku, almost across the whole country. He has been offering or giving back to the society. Kwesiata also came up. So a lot of reactions are coming through, but these are some of the few that I can give to you together with the ones I've already given to you on this channel. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe, put on the bell for more updates here on this channel. This is OSIKANI TV, and of course, we shall meet later.